Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome back. And good morning, John. Good morning, Monica.
Hi, Monica. How you doing this morning?
Oh, I'm doing great. I'm trying to get over that spelling bee stuff. I'm just trying to wipe it out of my head.
We all have the spelling and geography bee traumas that we're trying to get over from
None of us have
years
moved
gone
on,
by.
obviously.
Oh, gosh. Oh, yeah. Well, guys, hey, I hope you had a great weekend. Today on Mondays with Monica, folks, if you have a minute, you might want to check this out. We're talking about lupus, which causes the body to attack its own tissues and organs. And according to the Lupus Foundation of America, it affects at least 1.5 million people here in the U.S. Not going to get too deep into it because I want our guest to get into it herself. Her name is Amanda Green, and Amanda became engaged in this fight because she's a healthcare advocate. Not only is she a healthcare advocate for lupus, she actually has lupus and other autoimmune conditions. Thank you so much for being here. Amanda, how you doing?
I'm doing well, Monica. Thank you for having me. Happy Monday.
And the same to you. Listen, so I went on your website, and you're a busy woman. You're busier than most doctors that I interview about these kinds of topics. But first of all, tell our viewers, what is lupus and how does it affect people on a day-to-day basis? Because I believe there are two types, right?
Actually, there's a few types. There's systemic lupus, erythematosus, which is what I have. There's discoid lupus, and there's lupus nephritis, which it primarily affects the kidneys. And I have systemic lupus, which involves many organs, and every person with lupus, at least systemic lupus, is different. My organs might be involved. For me, it happens to be my skin, my hair, and my stomach.
Yeah, and I wanted to talk about this, Amanda, because our temperatures this week are going like through the roof, record temperatures. A lot of folks are coming here because we're open 100% now. But being aware of the sun, wearing the sunscreen, taking all the precautions, not only is it important for, mainstream folks, it's very important for people like you who have lupus and who have other autoimmune diseases. Talk about that for me.
Well, sunscreen is your friend. SPF, be careful with your SPFs. You can wear loose, light clothing. You can stay out of the sun. Is always a good idea. I know it's impossible when you live in Nevada, but the UV rays are harmful. Fluorescent light can trigger. There's a lot of things that can trigger a flare, and you want to avoid that. So you might want to avoid the sun. You can wear a hat. Everybody knows. These are things whether you have lupus or not. You can wear a hat, you can wear, like I said, protective clothing, stay in the shade between the main hours. But it's just when you live with lupus, there's a lot of adjustments you need to make, and the sun is just one of them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I don't know if you remember this, Amanda, if you're old enough to remember this, but Seal, the rocker, he used to be married to Heidi Klum. He really brought it to the forefront, the skin lupus part of it, because he has the scars on his face, and everybody thought, he's just a sexy looking guy. But he was on Oprah, I remember years ago, and he was talking about how it impacted his life and how he was self-conscious about it and all that. But there are so many different things that you can do now. There's the virtual reality headsets. There's lupus pain management. Talk about those things for us.
Definitely. Well, there's everybody needs to find something that works for them, and since every patient's different, for me, what I found is virtual reality. There's a headset program that helps you learn to use your diaphragm, to breathe deeper, to be more mindful, and if you're breathing correctly, it even has the technology is there, so if you breathe correctly and you're breathing right, a tree will grow, the leaves will grow on a tree, the tree will thrive, and it's very relaxing. It's almost like meditative state. Yeah. And it's not going to relieve the pain completely, but if you can be a little less pain is a good thing when you live with lupus, because pain is a daily issue. Yeah, and tell me, have we gotten better in terms of how we take care of ourselves here in our country when it comes to lupus? Because I know back in the day the numbers were pretty high, especially in certain communities. Like I said, in particular in the Black community, that you always talked about lupus and diabetes and sickle cell. Has it changed? Have we gotten better? Well, at least with lupus, 90% of lupus patients are women.
Wow.
And of those, a high percentage are women of color and African American, Latina American, Asian Americans
Yeah.
are actually at more risk. And so sometimes if you're not feeling well, you have to be your own advocate even before you know what it is, and just say, could it be lupus? Because a lot of doctors aren't going to be, the first thing they're going to test you for isn't going to be lupus. For me, I was tired all the time, and I was a young teenage person, and I had to quit drill team. And so for me, they tested me for mononucleosis many times.
Yeah, yeah. And it turned out to be lupus, yeah. Well, Amanda,
it turned out to be lupus.
We are out of time. I would love to get more information from you, but where can people go to get more information about this condition?
Well, I personally love Lupus and Allied Diseases Association. That's at LADA, LADA Inc.org.
Okay.
And it's a great organization, and I don't know if there's a lot of people wear purple capes at Lupus Walks, and I was the originator of the purple cape for lupus awareness.
Okay.
I live in LA, but it's a little Vegas. It is purple latex with a silver sequins, and it says LA Lupus Lady. So next time there's a lupus walk and we can gather in Vegas, perhaps you'll see me there.
All right. Amanda, thank you so much. We appreciate it. And hey, good luck to you, and stay out of the sun, my friend. I know it can really have some pretty bad side effects on you, but thank you for bringing the message to us. We appreciate it.
Thank you. And you can also find me. I'm LA Lupus Lady on Twitter. And if you have any questions, reach out to me and I'll help you connect with resources in your area. Thank you so much, Monica. I really appreciate it.
All right. We appreciate you too, my friend. Thank you. And don't forget, folks, to catch my MOJ Show Facebook Live weeknights at 7 p.m.